Hello, people of Earth. Today I'm going to make socks for my niece and her husband. And so I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about sizing. um, I really struggle with this. So when I first started making socks, I made a sheet to like figure out. Here it is. I made a sheet and it's up on the Facebook group and on my website, I think, all about how to size, get the right number of inches per row. So this is the cylinder you're using. This is the kind of heel you're doing. And then you would plug it into this worksheet like this. So if the foot size was a 10, that means it's an 11-inch foot, inch length, times your rows per inch. I was getting 11 rows per inch, so that would equal 121 rows, and then you minus the rows that are already in the heel and toe, and that would give you your foot rows, 73 foot rows for a man size 12. And let me tell you right now, that's not even big enough for me, and I'm a women's 10. Is that right? Anyway, the point is I used this worksheet. You can see that I was using it and I was calculating and everything, and they still wouldn't fit. And I was very frustrated, very, very frustrated. And I'm sure it's probably a problem with the formula, or I don't know. I'm not interested in troubleshooting it, honestly. So I have now gone to a guess in an educated way. I'm going to guess in a very educated way. So 2 years ago, I thought I'm going to make socks for my family. And then I thought, nope, that's too many people. And I made socks for my husband's family. So Sandy is my sister-in-law, and these are her kids and her husband and her. And where's the other family? It must have been on a different sheet. Anyway, it must have been on a different sheet. Anyway, and my other family is Heidi, my sister-in-law Heidi, and my other sister-in-law Debbie. And I made them socks and I sent them off, and I tried to use that formula, and I would never, they say they like them. So then last year, okay, that was not 3 years ago, that was 2 years ago. So then this previous year, this is May, the end of May, so just 6 months ago, decided I'd make them for my family. I am the fifth out of 6 children, and a lot of my family has kids. So it's my mom and dad, my older sister, her husband, her kids, my sister and her daughter, my brother and his family, my other brother and his family. I have another brother. He's not on here because he always said, I don't want socks. Don't make me any socks. So I don't. So it started off, this was the sheet I printed, and they gave me their shoe sizes, right? And then I went to the internet and I found this sheet. Here's my little bulletin board. I found this sheet that says women's size conversions, sizes into inches. And honestly, I just picked one. They're all different. Some of them are drastically different. So finally I was like, well, I just got to pick one and go with it. So I did. So let's take my family, my brother James's family. James has a 9 to a 9-inch, 9.5 size, not inch, size, and that translates to 10.4 inches in foot length. So I did that for each of them. And then I started making these notes. Stephanie, Christmas toe, 10 inches. So see, Stephanie is a 9.5, and she's got 10 inches. And I think it's plain because I didn't change the toe. I just used the same yarn through the whole toe. 10 inches, and it fits my 10-inch foot. Kirk, Kat, Kent, Eric. So I started making these notes, and then I thought, you know what, I can do better than this. And I went to my computer and I made this lovely thing. So foot sizes, the size in inches. Is it by the chart or is it by a ruler? So is it on the chart on my wall that they gave me the foot size and then I converted it myself? Or some of them have been sending me a picture of their foot with a ruler. So I did like to have a little place to mark that. So when I did my brother James, when I did my brother James, I translated his foot sizes into inches. You cannot give a whole family Christmas socks without changing the color somewhere or they'll all get mixed up. So I changed the color of the toe so people would be able to keep track of which is their socks. So I wrote down what socks it was. And then after I made it, and I really should have added another column for the number of foot rows on my machine that I cranked, because I was adding them here. So when I make a new version of this, I'll add that, and I'll probably stick it right here by the foot length. So this column isn't actually foot length. This is sock foot length. So if I take a pair of socks, these are mine, and I take a ruler. Here's my ruler, here's my sock. Now, a lot of times we like to keep them like this. Cat hair, dog hair. But to measure the foot lengths, I like to go like this. Get this guy footed out. So that way you can measure from toe to heel. I'm trying to flatten it out a little bit. And these have been worn and washed, so they've shrunk up a little bit. It's going to be different than when it comes down here. But so that is right on the edge there. It goes all the way out and it's 9 inches. So that's how I measure how long the foot body is for the sock. So when I have this here, that's the actual length of the sock, okay? So the trick is, if their foot is 10.4 inches, I don't want the sock to be 10.4 inches long. I want it to be just a smidge under that, like by a 1/4 inch or maybe even up to a 1/2 inch. These are my socks, and they measured 9 inches, and I am a size 10. I have a 10-inch foot. So this one is a whole inch shorter, but that's probably because they've just shrunk up a bit anyway. So, and it depends on the yarn. You're going to want to test how much negative ease you want. Negative ease meaning how much smaller the sock is according to the foot. So my educated guessing, let's get back to the educated guessing. So my brother's family, James, he's got 5 kids, and some of them have partners. Well, I guess just one of them has a partner. And so I started keeping track. So for Kent, for example, if I look over here, he wears a 9.5 men's. That translates to a 10.4 inch foot. And I did 74 rows. And when I measured the sock, it was about 10.3 to 10.4. So just a smidge under 10.5, really. And I gave him a blue toe. So then I kind of use that number. Okay, well, this 74 inches made it 10.3. So for Kirk, who's a little bigger, maybe I'll just do a little bit more. And then for Eric, who has an 11-inch foot, I did a little bit more, even more. And sometimes it worked out. Sometimes I did the same amount, but it still was the same. It's so weird how you think this should be the same, and then you use a different yarn for the toe, and for some reason that makes it a 1/4 inch longer than the other ones that had the same foot rows. So it really was, I'm not kidding when I'm saying I'm guessing, but it has worked out, and I have heard back. So my brother Joe, I actually never heard whether those socks fit or not, and I should bug him. But my brother James, they were very cute. They sent me a picture of Christmas morning, and they all had their socks on, and they stuck them in the middle in a circle. It's my Facebook profile pic now. Haha. Anyway, and they said that they all fit great. And my brother James, who is in the military, he's like, I would love to have more of these. You could make them in camo for me. And then he said, oh, actually, it won't matter. You can make them crazy because they'll be in my boots. But he loved them, especially to go in his army boots. Anyway, so that is what I'm going to do. So today I'm going to make socks. I have my sister Ellen. So before you think I'm a terrible, terrible person, I only made these 2 family socks. And I didn't make all of these people's socks. First of all, everyone up here is in the same state. And my mom and dad and my sister Susan and her daughter, they get socks all the time because I visit them a lot, okay? So don't freak out. My sister Ellen, all of her kids are out of the house. They're in college. They're living in their own apartment. They're scattered across the country. So it wasn't like if I sent a box of socks to her house at Christmas, I don't think any of them were home. So I was like, I can put a pin in them. And I focused on the families that had everyone was in the same house for Christmas. So that's why these guys got socks on Christmas morning. And I kind of touched base and said, you guys are going to get your socks later. So now it's later, and my niece Susan and her husband Steven have a new baby. He's 4 months old, and he's adorable. And I have, of course, made him a baby blanket. And it's time to ship it. And I thought, well, I should make them some socks and send them some socks. So I'm going to make them their Christmas socks. It'll be Christmas in June for them. So Susan wears an 8.5 women's. Susan's hubby, Steven, wears an 11 men's. This is what I've translated that to be in foot inches. 9.6, 10.9. So if I go down here and have a look, 10.9, that's pretty close to 11.1. So I might want to look at Eric's sock to make one for Steven. So Eric his sock was at 11 inches, and I used 78 rows. And I used dark green. So I think for Steven, I'm thinking pretty close to that. I think I'll do 76 rows. I'm going to write that down. Where's my pencil? I think for Steven, let's do 76 rows. And then for Susan, 9.5. That's pretty close to her 9.6. That was a little on the short side. I am planning to do a scallop and a pink toe for Susan. So maybe instead of 55, I think I'll go 58 and see how that does. So I'm going to go up here and put 58. And this is for Susan, and this is for Steven. And their new baby. I might have to figure out how to make baby socks. Wouldn't that be adorable? Oh my goodness. I'm sure I can. I just gotta probably do them flat and then sew them up off the machine. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, let me just get my little thingy here situated, and we will make a sock. Oh, it does not want to get situated. Okay, sorry. My little arm thingy is very handy, but sometimes you just gotta... Okay, that should do it. All right, so I'm going to start with Susan's sock. 55 rows. Is that really what I want to do? 58 rows. Why did I write 66 rows? 9.4. That's because Avery had 9.4 foot. Oof. I'm gonna change it from 58 to 62. 62. And I am going to change yarns for her to pink. So I'm going to take my ribber off. I like to do it 5 rows before. So 57. And I'll change yarn 59. Sounds good. Okay. So that's my plan. This is sock number 161. I'm using Christmas yarn. I'm going to have a pink toe. It's for my niece, Susan, as opposed to my sister, Susan. See, I've got to specify. 40 rows. It is summer, and they live in, like, southwest. So I don't want to give them, like, heavy socks. I'm going to give them the little short socks. So 40 rows, pre-heel 15 rows, no yarn changes, around deep heel. 62 foot rows. I'm going to take my ribber off on row 57, and I'm going to change yarn on row 59. So let's do it. Oh, I hope that's not too big. Okay, see, this is why let's plug my phone in so it won't die. That's good. Okay. Oh, I need a setup bonnet. That's what I need. It's been a really long time since I've sat here, guys. A really long time. But that's okay. It's like riding a bike, right? I think I did a couple of Facebook Live videos. That was the last time I've been at my machine. I wonder if I can download those and put them up on the YouTube. I think I can. I should figure out how to do that. Anyway. I hope you guys are all doing well. Getting through this quarantine time on our crazy history. Joop. All right. That looks good. So I'm going to do my scallop top. I'm going to start it at this group of 3. Oh, it's been a long time. I hope I remember. So I'm going to run a strand of cotton thread through. I have 2 strands here. So I'm going to see which one is longer and use that one. That's what I'm going to do. This one's longer. I'll use it. Probably doesn't matter, but why not be safe? Alrighty. Sorry. Okay, I'm just holding it down with my hand. Before I get all the way around, I'm going to raise these needles. Ooh, that was a lot longer. Look at that nice long tail. Handy. Okay, lift these guys up. And now I'm going to get my Christmas yarn. Alrighty. And I'll just lay that right there and get my weight. Pop this guy in. And now that is trapped underneath the weight, which I like. And I'm going to E-wrap each needle. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's the distant sound of the TV downstairs. I didn't close the door or anything. Because Ender is already in here asleep on the bed. He's usually the reason why I close the door. So he'll come bug me. He's apparently content. Ah! They're watching a great show. If you're in need of something to binge watch, it's on Netflix right now. It's called Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's a fantastic show. It's one of those kid shows that the whole family can watch and won't get bored. The adults will love it too. It's great. It's funny. It's witty. It's got great characters. I highly recommend. There was a movie made of it a few years ago, and it's pretty bad. Don't watch that. It was by M. Long Shamalama Ding Dong. I shouldn't say that. I just can't remember his name. That one guy. Okay, so I E-wrapped those. I'm putting these needles down. Making sure everything is open. Everything is open. I'm just going to hold this lightly while I do it. Knit. Okay, so that was one round around to just get the E-wrap knitted. Now I'm doing a second round, and I'm stopping over here and popping on my ribber. And I haven't knit in so long, I should have checked my ribber height. But you know what? I think that looks pretty good. Oh, and I should also put this in the right place. So this is my black mark that lines up with this black mark. Doop. Always check. And then I like to hold it against the fin while I push this back around against my screw there. Okay, it's in work. It's on the fin. Time to load rubber needles. How do we do that, you say? I like to just grab a cylinder needle, pull them out like that, and pop all three. I'm doing that wrong. All three, oh, and I should do it over here. All three onto the ribber needle, all three of those little bars. All three go on. Got dogs barking downstairs. Either my husband is home or someone, decided to walk across the street. And the dog is like, "How dare you?" We have a very territorial dog. Just the one. The other dog is like, "Hi, will you love me?" The first dog is like, "Who are you? What are you doing? Where are you going? What is your business here?" I was just trying to cross the street. "How dare you? This isn't a friend." That's what he's like. There was a virtual crank-in about a week ago, I think. I think it was last week. I caught some of the Sunday stuff. I didn't catch any of the Saturday stuff. I should see if any of it's recorded and check it out. I just have not been... What's the word? I've been too busy curled up in a ball in my closet crying. No, I'm just kidding. It's been hard. Staying home, and it's hard. It's not easy. I think I have it easier than most. We're very lucky. My husband is working from home. Our family it's not really affected financially. It's just, so for that, I'm very grateful, of course. But it's still hard on the psyche, and it's affected my hobbies. Even sometimes I'm like, I can't knit, I can't crochet, I'm just useless. All right, I'm finishing these knitting up, and that is the first round, and they're all knit. Yahoo! I'm going to put on my heel spring. I'm going to add lycra. Let's add white lycra, shall we? It's kind of all over the place, so. There we go. Okay, the lycra is added. It's been so long, I need to just go through my little checklist. I'm ready to knit. I added the lycra. I got to reset my counter. My weight is in. Ribber is on. What are we doing? 40 leg rows. Okay, let's do it. 40. 34, 35, 39, 40. Stop in front, put this to out. No, I'm not doing the heel yet. I'm doing the pre-heel. Let's reset that. I told you guys it's been a while. I'm going to forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. So now I'm going to take out these front needles and switch them. Just the heel needles. This is my first heel mark, so that one goes. I have some music rolling in the background. I hope YouTube doesn't yell at me about it. It's Rihanna. Okay. Okay. Nice. Almost done. Okay. All those needles are switched out. 15 rows of pre-heel. Okay, now it's time for the heel. That goes out. Let's lift these guys up. All right. Let's get my heel forks. Toe pick. I don't know why I always want to say toe pick. It's probably because of that ice skating movie. Okay. Let's get my pick. I had two. Where's the other one? Here we go. Okay. This guy goes up. I'm just going to do my normal heel suicide wrap. Lift one and pass. Lift and pass. Lift. Move my heel forks up. Sorry, this is like probably a boring video for you guys, but I'm trying to just get the sock done so we can get back to the measuring and seeing if it will fit my niece. see, what else am I watching? During this time of quarantine, I am watching the new Hulu show called The Great. It's presumably about Catherine the Great from Russia. She's not Catherine the Great yet, though, in the show that I'm watching. She's just a empress. Just an empress. I'm enjoying it. Her husband, the emperor's a real piece of work. I do love those period royalty shows. I love reading about Henry VIII and his 6 wives, beheaded or killed or divorced. That's always a great adventure because he changed the whole history. He left the church so that he could divorce his wife, establish the Church of England. Kind of changed up. Imagine if he hadn't have done that. Yeah. I don't know what the world would be like now. I mean, in England, I guess. Okay, that's the end of my heel. So, the end of the decreases of my heel. I'm going to move my forks, hopefully for the last time, increase, and get this sock done. Oh, you know what I didn't check? Shoot. My tension. It should be 21, and it's 22. I'm just going to change it now and hope it goes okay. That's a bummer. But you know what? I just did the leg and then half of the heel, so the foot body should be the right size. They just might be slightly longer than the other sock. You know what? If it's bad, I'll just frog it and redo it. It's probably going to be fine. It's just one click, right? It's probably going to be fine. All of you go, yes, Amy, it'll be fine. I think it will be fine. See, I knew I'd forget something. Remember when I was like, I just got to go through my checklist. Should have put tension on the checklist. Check your tension. Don't be the reason. I'm listening to Rihanna a lot. She's a bad girl gone. She's a good girl gone bad. That's the name of the album. It's good songs. Okay. Coming down the home stretch here. Last one. So let's take that yarn and wrap it around its neighbor. Good, good, good. Stop and print. Ribber in. Lower needles. Reset counter. Check and see what we're doing. We're doing 62 foot rows, but I'm going to take this ribber off on row 57. So I'm cranking until row 57. I'm going to do this first one real gentle like though. Make sure all those little ribber needles are opening and working and good. 57 rows. 25. $40. Nothing has dropped. Yay. $54. $55. $56. $57. Let's get this river off, shall we? Yes, let's. Yes, let's. Again, I'm sorry for not like going close up. I'm just trying to get this sock done because I'm hoping that the point is sizing, not necessarily the process. What I should have done is done like movie magic and like turned the camera off, made the sock. Woo! And then been like, look guys, here's the sock. Let's see how I did. Okay, so that was row 57. I'm going to change yarn at row 59. 58. 59. So I'm taking off my heel spring. And let's just leave a nice little tail like that. Take this yarn out. It's cut in the lycra. There we go. Oh. Now I'm going to put this hot pink yarn in. Alrighty. Okay. So, how do we do this? I can close up this part, right? But it's over now. Okay, so I'm going to, what am I doing here? It's been so long. Let's thread the new yarn in and put it back to that last open needle. I'm going to leave just a little tail. It doesn't need to be that long. And now I'm going to hold the old tail until my very first stitch with the new yarn gets knit. There it goes. It's been knit. Now I'm going to put my heel spring on. Now this yarn is under the right tension. And I'm going to hold this while it knits. Something is tight. What's happening? This lycra got caught. There we go. Okay, that's better. Now I'm going to weave these ends in. And I like to take a clothespin. Just pop it on that bad boy so he stays put. Look at that big old lint ball. Let's get that guy out. Okay, yarn change. And the ends are now knit in. Nice. So I'm going to 62. I'm at 60 right now. Oh, and I gotta loosen it up for this yarn. Just a smidge. 62. Okay, let's do our toe. Make sure you get them all. And make sure they all stay open. Okay. I'm going to take these out. I don't really need them, and they'll get in the way later. I'm going to put my heel forks in. So nice to do this without the ribber on, don't you think? Definitely. Okay, time for a toe. Lift and pass. I think I just had a brilliant idea. Not like for sock making, in my life. I have an old sock machine. It's an auto knitter. And it worked pretty well, but it didn't get the tension as tight as I liked. And I was just thinking I should get that machine out and like try it now that I'm more experienced, because that was the very first one I had, and I don't remember really what my problems with it were. I just like on a whim one day I was like, I'm sick of this, I'm buying a new machine, and then I put it in order at Erlbach. My husband was not happy. You know what, he was fine. But I'm thinking about that old machine and my father, who is a retired engineer. And he and my mom are kind of getting lonely, and maybe I should get that guy out and take it to him to play with, because I bet he would love it. He's always been very interested. I mean, I brought this machine. I've made them socks. He's seen it in work. He's seen it working. But maybe he would like to play with it himself. Have one for his very own. That might be just the thing for my tinker of a dad. My mom would probably love it too, but she doesn't have the... I should have moved these up when I had the chance. She's getting quite forgetful, and I don't think she could do it. She doesn't have the memory. She would forget how to do it. She's a quilter, and she still can do some quilting, but even that is getting harder and harder for her, so... For Mother's Day, me and my siblings... Oh, I almost dropped that stitch. Holy frijoles! This latch just wanted to close. There we go. Don't you even think about it. The suicide wrap works if you don't... You can't like push this needle really far down. You just got to let that latch rest on the yarn underneath. If you push it down too far, that latch will close on you, and then you've dropped a stitch, and then you will cry. Or is that just me? I will cry, for sure. Okay, we are almost there. Almost done with this heel. I mean toe, not a heel. You don't want double-heeled socks, Amy. Oh, this is it. This is the last pass. There's my mark. So I lower that one, and I lower this one. Last pass. Nice. Heel spring goes off. Let's get rid of this Lycra. Lycra's gone. Stucking to me, but gone. Snip this Kitchener tail. Get it out of there. Okay. Okay. Let's get some waste yarn off the floor. I have a knot. The problem with putting it on the floor is it gets tangled. Hey, 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 under my umbrella. When I first started this channel, I called myself the singing sock maker because I like to sing when I do this. But the problem with that is you can't play music on YouTube that you don't own the rights to. So all my videos would probably get taken down if I were singing stuff with the music playing. So, oh well. Nice! Yay! The sock is done! The sock is done! Woohoo! The sock is done! Very good. Very, very good. Alright, let's get this over here to measure. Okay. Separate this guy. Oi! Come on down. It's that long tail. Sometimes you don't want that long tail. Oh, there we go. All right. So, how did we do on size? So I'm getting it straightened out. Nice and flat. Where'd my ruler go? Here's my ruler. Let me turn this down. So we were going for Susan. She's got a 9.6 inch foot. And we did 58 rows. So it's got to be 9.6 or lower. It'd be bad if it was more than 9.6 or even. So let's zoom in here. I'd call that like 9.4. This is 9 point, here, let me do this. So here's 9. Here's 9 1/4. Here's 9 1/2. It's right solid there on the 9 3/4. So I'm going to call that good because her foot probably goes up to here, 9.6, somewhere in here. And these are going to shrink too. So I think that's good. I think that worked. 50 or 62 rows was a good fit for that sock. So now I'm going to make her match. And then I'm going to make a nice guesstimate for her husband. And then I'm going to pack up those baby blankets and ship them because they've been done for like a month. And I've just been waiting to make the socks. And look, they're not like too long. So even though she's in the Southwest where it gets brutally hot, she might be able to wear those at night. Or save them until it's toasty in the fall. Anyway, that's a good looking sock. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Bye.